There's a place in my head that I go when I'm feeling low. The way that consciousness works is interesting. And in order to understand what is really going on and to be able to set ourselves free from this mess that we call reality, it's important that we understand consciousness and how it works. I believe that you are watching this video because you have realized that there is something wrong with this mess that we call reality. And you want to be able to set yourself free when it matters. You want to know things that you were never meant to know, understand things that you were never meant to understand. You are tired of being manipulated because you know nothing. You are tired of suffering because you know nothing. It is obvious to people who are intellectually honest that we are not here for our own good. There is a force that is controlling reality for its own benefit. It could be harvesting our souls for energy. It could be performing some experiments, trying to understand something. It could have imprisoned us here because it's afraid of how powerful we are when we are free. Or everything in between, really. But we know that whatever put us here doesn't have our best interest at heart. That is why there is so much suffering in the world. The good things happen so that we will be confused. Like, it's a hell rim, but damn, man, this Ferrari, what if I'm wrong? You know, what if I'm actually wrong? What if I was just lazy? You know, what if it was just not my time? I mean, this Ferrari is nice, bro. Look at all these people looking at me right now. You know what I'm saying? You even feel like crying. You're like, damn, I came from nothing and I'm driving. Yeah, I believe that these good things happen so that we'll be like, nah, it might not really be a hell rim, right? And we see other people having the things that we want so that we'll think that it's not a hell rim, so that we'll be inspired. But like, yeah, I must have what they want. I believe that this is the reason why a lot of people who have what we want like to brag a lot to a point that it's just toxic, right? I believe that there's lack of happiness, right? So they get some form of happiness from bragging. You know, people looking at them and be like, damn, I don't have that. Them feeling like they have what other people want, but it's all a trap. The reason why they feel empty is the same reason why we are supposed to admire them, really. They feel empty so that they'll brag, and then we admire them and feel empty because we don't have what they have. So we admire them, hoping that we can have what they have, but then we fail because most of us fail to have a lot of things that we want. In fact, people fail to have things that they want, really, because we keep on wanting. So you can't just have everything that you want. So, since I've started doing the work that I'm doing, trying to understand what is going on, there's never been a point in my life where I felt like we are having a positive experience. I've always felt like we are having a negative experience and we are being manipulated in ways that we don't even understand, in ways that we don't even suspect. So to be able to set ourselves free, we must understand what is already possible. We must understand that consciousness is able to experience a reality that doesn't have a background story. When you dream, there is no background story. But in that dream, a background story will be created so that the dream will make sense. So if you meet a person and they introduce themselves to you in a dream, like, where are you from? Like, I'm from Manhattan. That's a background story that's being created. Like, yeah, let's go to Manhattan. And then you meet their parents. That's the background story that's big, but it didn't exist. You understand? But to you, it feels like it always existed. That is how you experience reality in your dream. So know that that is possible. Also know that consciousness can forget its experiences completely. You can have a dream where you're a chicken and believe 100% that you've always been a chicken, you've never been a human. You can have a dream where you're a remote and you believe that you've always been a remote. There are some people who have taken psychedelics who say that they experience what it's like to be a table. Some people will be like, they've taken salvia and they became a wall for like 8 months. Some people say they've had families in their trip. Like, I had a psychedelic dream that lasted for like a year. 20 years, in fact. So I had a family, I had kids, and I want to go back because I miss my family, I miss my kids, right? Because they forgot completely what happened before they started having that experience, right? They forgot that they took, I don't even know what to call it, like a psychedelic plant, whatever. They ate a psychedelic plant and they are basically on a trip. They forgot that completely because that is possible. One of my favorite memes, and I think this might be my favorite meme, right? So you see a picture of an alien smoking. And on the caption it says, what if, that alien was not alone. There were other aliens. So on the caption it says, what if life is just a psychedelic trip? And when you die, you wake up holding a bong surrounded by your alien friends and they ask you if you felt it. Can you imagine? You wake up and you're holding a bong and they ask you if you felt it. You're like, what? I don't even know what will happen. If I wake up holding a bong like this and ask me if I felt it, whoever gave me the bong, like, no, bro, like, no, don't give me your nonsense again, like, seriously. But we know that that is possible. We know that consciousness is able to remember what happened in a reality that it experienced before it experienced another reality. For an example, let's say you eat a psychedelic plant and you have a psychedelic experience. You're not going to remember that. You're probably not going to remember that you're from Earth. You're probably not going to remember your name. Probably not going to remember that you live alone. You're probably not going to remember that you're broke. You're probably not going to remember that you're rich. You're probably not going to remember that you're married. You're probably not going to remember, like, there will be a lot of things that you just not remember that are happening in this reality. But here's the thing, when you wake up, you remember all these things that you've forgotten. So we already know that it's possible to remember all the things that you forget, right? Okay. So since we know, as people who are intellectually honest, because I know I'm intellectually honest, I know that there are a lot of people who are intellectually dishonest. That's why I don't like listening to other people, bro. Like, people are intellectually dishonest. I know I'm intellectually honest. So as a person who's intellectually honest, I know that there is something wrong with this place. So, because I know that there's something wrong with this place, and I already know what is possible, it makes sense to assume the worst. It makes sense to think that if it's possible for me to forget, there are a lot of important things that I forgot. If it's possible for me to experience something that I feel like it was caused by something else, it's actually possible that it hasn't been caused by anything. It's actually happening now. If it's possible for the past to change, then I must know that in this reality, it's actually possible that whatever force is controlling this reality might change the past in order to change the future. If it's possible for things that are happening on another layer of the dream to affect what's happening on a layer below it, and I must think that this is also possible, what I'm about to tell you. So yesterday while I was scrolling through TikTok, I came across a video about this doctor who was a renowned scientist. Oh, he was not even a doctor, he was a renowned scientist. Or he was also a doctor and a scientist, I don't know. But his daughter was born blind. They tried every option available. They weren't able to make her see. So because her father was a scientist, he was like, you know what, man, maybe I can create lenses that can help her see. So he tried for years. In 1985, he was able to create what he called quantum lenses. These lenses were created to be able to see light, the light that we cannot see. Like, okay, the things that we do not see. Because there are things that we do not see. I remember there's this other video that I saw on TikTok of this guy that was able to see what was inside this, like, this dirty water. Like I think they created these glasses for people who like to fish, right? So they are able to see. So it's obvious that there are things that we don't see with our naked eyes. So those lenses were created to see even the things that we don't see with our naked eyes. So yeah, he gave you the lenses to his daughter, and they worked. They worked pretty well. So well that after a few days, she started seeing that things that other people didn't see. She started to see figures that seem different from us. Right? It's like, nah, that's not a human. That thing has a big head and it has big eyes and it has long limbs. What's going on here? And she'll tell her dad, and the dad will be like, it's hallucination. He would just try to come up with some explanation. Our scientists, though. And she kept on telling him that, no, this place is not even what we think it is. Everything is alive, but not in the way that we are. Actually, there is something, we're inside something's stomach, and it's eating us, and it's laughing at us, and the father is like, nah. But that continued, and she kept on telling her dad that she can see these beings that we're not supposed to see. She's like, no, we're not supposed to see them. But because of these quantum lenses that you've created for me, I'm able to see them. Please take them away, because I don't want to see these things. These things scare me to death. I don't think I'm supposed to see these things. And they know that I'm not supposed to see them. So they're mad at me that I'm able to see them. And the dad was like, nah. And then one day, she removed her own eyes. They took her to a hospital. And she thanked the dad. Oh, thank you for taking the lenses, not giving me the lenses again. The doctor one day decided to wear these lenses. Like, you know what? Let me wear these lenses. Whatever, let's see what's going on. And then when he wore them, he saw these beings that everyone else was not seeing. He's like, what's going on here? And then disappeared and reappeared. And he was scared. Like it freaked him out, really. He was scared. This is a very dark story. Some people might say, that's not real. I've done my research on this. It seems like it might actually be real. But I think we have experienced a lot of things as conscious beings to not realize that there are forces that are behind the scenes that are controlling our reality or are manipulating our reality in ways that we might not really understand. They are watching us. They are gaining something from us. Remember when I told you that it's important that we first try to figure out what consciousness is and how it works. So what I believe is going on is that on another layer, on a layer that is above this layer of reality, we are actually able to see these beings. We're able to interact with these beings. But on this layer, we can't. These beings are not on our side. And that is why when some people take psychedelics, they come across these beings that are not on their side. That is why when people have what they call a near-death experience, they come across these beings. It's because they actually do exist, but in another layer of reality. But they are so powerful that they are able to do things that affect us here. So, to be able to set yourself free, you must already know that that is possible. You must actually be able to reach a level of consciousness that allows you to see beyond the illusion. So if you are being manipulated on this room, you must be able to see that. I remember I was listening to this other lady talking about her near-death experience. I remember you guys said I must react to near-death experience videos, so I do watch some of them now, so that I'll react. So this lady was saying that when she felt, she saw God, she felt love like she's never felt before, like this, like real love, like she's never felt that level of love. And I was like, hold on. I'm pretty sure that a lot of people have been manipulated in the afterlife because of this love thing that they felt. So what about what's happening in this realm? Don't we sometimes feel love for people and we end up doing things that we're not supposed to be doing because we love these people so much? You meet a girl and you just love her to death. She makes you do things that don't make any sense, things that you like. After doing these things and after she broke your heart, you realize that you were stupid. Even as a woman, a guy makes you do things that you never even thought that you would do. Like you love him wholeheartedly, no matter how he's treating you. You know, if you are still controlled by your emotions here, don't you think that in the afterlife you'll also be controlled by your emotions? If in the afterlife the love that you feel here is nothing, because it's not like these people are saying that they sense the love that the entity has. No, they feel love, right? So they project. One thing that you must know about a lot of people who are able to make people feel a lot of love for them is that they use that to their advantage. If a lady knows that she's able to make men feel a lot of love for her, and with her love she's able to make them do whatever she wants them to do, even if she doesn't love the guy at all, she can make him feel like he loves her. Love will blind her. It will blind him. If what she wants is to marry him so that she'll take half his stuff, she can't make him marry her. She can pretend. Because all she needs is to act. He's going to see whatever he wants to see. If she texts him good morning every day, that's beautiful. He's going to be telling his boys, yo man, she's texting me good morning every day. She checks up on me every day, bro. She calls me every day, bro. She loves me. She loves me. So whatever she says goes. Find that she felt nothing at all. By the time you realize that it's too late. If you are still controlled by love in this room, you will be controlled by love. The place that they call the afterlife, I don't think it's actually... I think it's another layer of reality, but it's in the middle. There's a reality above it. So this place that we call the afterlife is in the middle. So if you fail to escape, you come back here. So if they love bomb your ass, because you want to feel love, right? You want to do crazy things for love. So if they love bomb your ass, you're coming back here. Because what's going to happen? They're going to fool you. You're not even going to reason, right? Because you're feeling a lot of love. Love that you never felt before. But if you're able to resist, yeah, I'm feeling all this love, but right now I need to use my mind, bro. I ain't doing dumb shit because of love. Yeah, I felt it. But I ain't doing anything stupid because of love. Let me think. Let me think as rationally as possible. Let me ask the right questions. I believe that we'll be able to escape. I believe that some of us, we come from the layer that's above this layer, and it's because we allowed ourselves to be tricked. Because I do believe that even in the layer above this, the next layer, there's still these entities. Like in every realm, there are entities that are above it that are controlling. Until you reach base reality, where there's like nothingness really. So these beings on every layer, they're there. What they do affects what's happening on that layer, but also in a layer below it. And what's happening in a layer before it is also affected. Like if you've watched the movie Inception, what's happening on the main dream is happening in a dream below, and what's happening in a dream below is affected by what's happening. You know what I'm saying? And then what's happening below it is also affected by what's happening at the top, but also what's happening in a dream above it. And you know what I'm saying? Dream within a dream within a dream. But it starts from the top, and what's happening at the top is affecting what's happening at the bottom. What's happening at the bottom is also affecting what's at the bottom of the bottom. You know what I'm saying? It's how it works. That is why, this is actually funny. I'm going to give you this example. Okay, let me tell you what I was about to say. So that is why if you have a dream while you're listening to a song, it can happen that you find yourself driving a car and you're listening to that song, right? That song is playing in this layer, on this layer, it's playing. But also in a layer below it, it's also playing, but not in the same environment. That's how it works. So this reminds me of this other video I came across on TikTok. So it is this guy, he's driving a scooter. So as he's driving the scooter, he hears this noise, He's like, no, something's wrong with the scooter. It goes like, so it's like, something is wrong with the scooter. So he stops the scooter and he checks, what's wrong? And he sees nothing wrong. And then he drives, and then he hears that noise again. He's like, no, something is wrong. And he checks, and he's like, no. And he's about to drive again, he hears that noise again. And he's like, what's going on? And then he wakes up and he finds out that he was in jail and they were trying to open the cell. I thought that was funny. But yeah, what's happening at the top is happening at the bottom, but in a different way. So really, if you are still manipulated here, your ass is getting manipulated where you're going. You ain't winning. And that is one of the reasons why I told y'all that we need to conquer the soul trap while we're still here. We need to conquer the hell realm while we're still here. We need to conquer this illusion while we are still here. So that means you don't allow stupid things to affect you. Yeah, we humans, sometimes dumb things do affect us. But once you remember what I'm telling you, you must stop letting it affect you. I'm talking about BS that really doesn't matter. Like, if you're a god and you're having these stupid dreams, really, should minor things matter? Someone gossip about you, should that matter? Because these negative things are happening to steal your energy. That's it. There's no other reason. Do you know that there are things that are created specifically for you to experience? You. So these things ain't even real. People think that what they're experiencing is what everyone is experiencing. We're not even experiencing the same reality, bro. That is why we don't even understand one another yet. You can think that someone hates you, even if they don't hate you, but you're seeing evidence that they hate you because you are this whatever is controlling this wants you to see that. So it's making sure that that's all that you see. You don't see when they are being like they are on your side, when they're doing things right. You don't see that. You're only focusing on when they're doing things wrong. Never let small things affect you. You need to be so conscious that you realize that what you're really dealing with isn't even other people, right? Other people can say what they say. Other people can betray you, scam you, and all of that. You don't even need to hate them. I'm not saying a lot of people just scam you. I mean, as you become more and more conscious, it should actually be impossible for you to be scammed. You get what I'm saying? What I'm saying is that realize that it's all a trick. Really, what you are up against is these beings that be controlling this reality. These beings that the lady saw. These are the motherfuckers that you are up against. Not the people that you interact with. Even if they take the shape of these people that you interact with, it's not even them the problem. Realize that they come from a reality that's above this. So that's you are fighting against their intentions, basically. So even if they take the shape of someone, or let's just say they shape shift and they're able to, or they're able to control someone, you know, they're able to possess someone, because some people get possessed here, man. And they come into your life, they behave exactly how these beings want them to behave, like in the Truman Show. In the Truman Show, people were told how they should behave. You know, a girl will break Truman's heart because they told her that, hey, leave the dude, break his heart. Let's see how this dude's gonna react. Act like you love him for 3 months and then cheat with his best friend. Let's see how this nigga gonna, you know what I'm saying? Let's see how he's gonna react. So even when they act like that, you must realize that you're dealing, like it's not if it's the intention that you're fighting against. What they're trying to do is to break your spirit. So you must make sure that you don't become broken. You realize what is going on, because you think reality is what you see and all of that. Like you are to them unaware if you think that reality is all of this. You know what I'm saying? There are other layers that we forgot to exist. But what's happening on these layers affecting what is happening here. So you can't let anyone love bomb you here. I'm pretty sure that a lot of people that we love for no reason, like they're just perfect, and most of them really suck because they act like demons when they are done with what they were doing, really. I remember there was this lady, she was old. She lost her husband and he left her a lot of money. She met this young guy, very handsome guy. They started dating. This guy, you know what he did? He bought a lot of cars and property with her money, but she thought that it was for both of them, but everything he bought in his name, so it belonged to him. I do not believe that a conscious being that is able to realize that this is a hell realm and that really wants to escape will do some dumb shit like that. Some of these people that love bomb us, that we feel a lot of love for, ain't even real, bro. They are actually here to torment us. There's a reason why they look perfect. I mean, devil wouldn't come here looking like this monster. That is why, man, if I meet a person who seems to hate someone because of their looks, like, oh, this person is too fat, this person is too ugly and all that, I'm like, I can't trust you. You know what I'm saying? These beings, if they want to appear to you, they will have to look perfect so that you will trust them. I do believe that we are being manipulated in this room. I do believe that some of the people who come into our lives ain't real. Some of these people are just these dim, or some of them are control. Maybe they look for those that they know you're gonna love, and then they control them. But some of them ain't even real. They can shapeshift. So, if someone doesn't have a good heart, stay away from them. If they show you once that they don't have a good heart, and I'm not talking about people who make mistakes. Listen, people will make mistakes, all right? Mistakes that can hurt you. That is possible. I'm talking about people that you can see that, but that's just cold, bro. Because what the guy did is not a mistake. That's just cold. You know, he could have just stolen some money. You're like, okay, because he could have loved that bag. You're like, okay, she loves me. She helps me this way. You wouldn't just take everything. Oh, he's not real. He was a weapon formed against her. And she didn't realize that because she was love bombed. Right? Now she's looking back and like, oh, I was stupid. Yeah, she was. I remember there's this post that I screenshot on my phone. The post, I came across it on Facebook. It says, it's only when you are explaining how you got scammed that you realize how stupid you were, you know? When you realize, like, when you're explaining exactly how you got scammed, like, you like, damn, how the heck did that? So I had to screenshot it. It's like, damn, that's actually funny. It's true. When you think back, you'd be like, damn, man, but it was obvious the whole time that this guy was not on my side, you know? All the people who came into our lives were fake. They showed us the signs the whole time. But we were dumb. What I'm saying to you is that learn how these beings operate. If you've made mistakes in the past, that's fine. You know, their taxes are like the same. You know, the taxes are like the same. They use the same tactics. Because what other taxes are they going to use, you know? They manipulate. They come into your life, pretend to be real. Like, be careful. I was having... Okay, I remember this other day. This actually made me laugh when my uncle said it to me. I'm going to tell you what happened. So we're at this other tavern. We've never been there before. I just bought my camera, 250D. It was the first camera that I used to make these videos. It was 250D, Canon 250D. Very good camera. So I was taking photos with it. Taking photos during the day, and people were seeing me take photos, right? Later, around 9, we've never been there before, my uncle. We don't know anyone there. So this lady, she comes to me straight up. It's like, hey, how are you? I'm like, I'm good, and you? She said, I'm good. What's your name? I told her my name. She told me her name. Asked me where I stay. I told her. Asked her where she stays. She told me. And she says, you cute. I like you. I would like to get to know you and all of that. She hugged me. You know what I mean? Chill with me a little bit. And yeah, we were having a good time. Everywhere I was going, she was with me, right? It's like she's my girlfriend now. I remember she even said that I must accompany her somewhere outside. And I was like, nah, I still got to chill with my uncle because, you know, I become very suspicious. Like I'm literally suspicious. Like why are you telling me what's goes outside? And I went to chill my uncle. I was like, yo man, I don't trust that girl. He was like, yeah, I was about to tell you. You know, don't assume that she's coming to talk to you because you're this handsome guy. I'm like, yeah, my uncle is telling me that I'm not handsome. Like a girl just can't be. But yeah, here's the thing, man. Sometimes it can happen that someone who is too good to be true come into your life. You have to be suspicious. Like, what the heck are you doing here? You could be with anyone in the world and you want to be with me? In this room, that's not even how it works. Why do you want to be with me? I ain't sure about you yet, bro. Like, you keep your eyes open. See, and I'm not saying you must be negative and all of that and not be able to receive love, but you got to keep your eyes open, you know, because a lot of people get manipulated. And when you tell them, if you know a person is in their life and they don't love them, you tell them, they think you're jealous until they get their heart broken. Because you can see clearly what the person wants. If that person has money and this person is in their life now, you're like, oh, it's money. 100%, it's the money. Once you lose your money, they're gone. And chances are, because it's the money that draws them to them, they're going to make you spend a lot of it. And that happens. So you must know that there are forces that are here to make you produce the energy that these beings want, that are here to keep you in a low state of consciousness, that are here to make you suffer, to torture you. To make you feel confused. Like, how can a human do that? You shouldn't even ask yourself those kind of questions. If it does something that a human shouldn't do, a human being like you wouldn't do, know that that thing is not even human. If it does something that a human being like you wouldn't do. I'm not talking about mistakes, because you can imagine yourself making the same mistakes that they made. You're like, okay, I get it. I'm talking about something that is just super cruel. You can see that that is not a mistake. That was totally intentional. Like, that thing was hurting someone for the purpose of hurting them, and that person has not done anything to deserve to be hurt like that. Know that that thing is not human. So you must stay away from these things. Pay attention to how people treat you, because they can take any shape. I'm pretty sure you're going to deal with them a lot in the afterlife, because they want you here. Here, they might not torture you that much, because this is where they are getting their loosh. So they're giving you what you want so they can get loosh from you. But in the afterlife, that's where they'll be torturing you a lot. I mean, not torturing you, manipulating you a lot. Because you got to come back. Once you come back, they're good. It's like if you have a goat and it escapes. You're gonna have to try harder to take it back home, right? But when it's home, you don't really care. You can let it, be in the yard, eat. It's good, you're not even gonna care if it's not where the other goats are. Like, it is what it is. It's in the yard. I'll take it back when I go to sleep. You don't really mind. But if it's in the street, you're going to do a lot of work to get it back. So you're going to deal with the highest level of manipulation in the afterlife. So if you're unable to conquer these beings that are manipulating you here, how the heck are you going to escape the soul trap? Your ass will be brought back here. And you forget everything. And the same thing happened. And you keep on forgetting. And I think, and this is scary, I think the more they manipulate you, the more powerless you become. I think they're breaking your spirit, your will. I remember I told you about some experiments that they've done on animals. They put a rat inside a box and they put a fence around it, and whenever it tries to escape, it will get an electric shock. Tries to escape, get an electric shock, and then they remove the electric fence, the electric wires, and it doesn't try to escape anymore. So that's what happens. So you can't keep on coming back. You need to truly wake up and realize what the heck is going on. And really, the only way you can be manipulated here is through experiences themselves, your experiences themselves, but you are able to reason. So you are lucky enough that you are able to reason. Because if you keep on coming back, I think you're going to become an NPC, bro. Like, you're going to lose your ability to reason. You're watching this video because you can reason. You're still watching, right? You're still watching. You didn't go like, okay, this guy is insane, and you like, you just be like, you know, I'm gonna stop watching. Like, you continue to watch. I mean, the truth is, of course, going to sound insane. Why? Because we're not being shown the truth. Truth will always be stranger than fiction. So it will be something that's going to shock us. You'll be like, nah, that can't be the truth. That lady that I was telling you about, that lady that wore those quantum lenses, she's still in a mental hospital because she sees something she wasn't supposed to see. She saw something so crazy that made her crazy. And I'm saying, so yeah, if you are conscious enough, you can't be totally normal. You have to be a little crazy, because what you are seeing is crazy. You're seeing beyond what everyone else can see. Escaping this place should be the main mission. Shouldn't be to be trapped here chasing candy. We're selling our souls for candy, ain't we? We're actually selling our souls for candy, bro. Chasing candy every day. You know, you're chasing what makes you happy every single day, without focusing more on what's gonna set you free. Because when you're totally free, you're gonna have what makes you happy. Because you will understand what's going on and you will be free. You're not gonna be a slave anymore. There's not gonna be hierarchy. You know, these dumbass hierarchies where you're led by people that you think are stupid because they don't make sense. They are being controlled. You're like, yeah, this is the solution, but they don't take the real solution seriously. Yeah, they ain't taking the solution seriously because they're not there to solve the problems that you have. They're there to deceive. They're there to manipulate. They're there to create more problems while pretending to be coming up with solutions. That is why when there are real solutions available, they don't pick the real solutions. Even when the solutions are obvious, like this is the main, like this is the solution that the whole world needs. Everyone in the world agree that this is the solution, but they'll be like, nah, you know, we can't allow it to happen because of this and that. Yeah, it's because they weren't supposed to fix the problems that we have as sentient beings in this reality, this mess that we call reality. So pay attention, man. Realize how this thing really works. You know, don't let it hurt you too much. I know it hurts, man. It makes you feel empty. Things that you don't want to see happen will happen. Sometimes if you've watched horror movies, these things will happen the same way that scary things happen in horror movies. If you watch movies like Smile, you know, after the girl, the main character witnessed some lady kill herself in front of her. When she went home, she saw a figure that looked like that girl, you know. And then when she switched on the light, that girl was in there. That's what's gonna happen here in this reality. If you are afraid of being betrayed, sometimes you're gonna see signs of betrayal where there are no signs of betrayal. If you're afraid of being gossiped about, sometimes you're going to think people are gossiping about you and you see them laughing and you think, oh, they're talking about me while they're not talking about you. You know, it's this thing that is controlling this reality is trying its best to torture you. It's playing with you. It's demonic. It laughs at your pain. I remember that lady said, whatever is controlling this reality, because this reality is not even what it seems, it's laughing at us. Like it's so, she saw it laughing at us. It's laughing because it's seeing how it's winning, right? It's making us take this seriously. You must realize that none of this is real, man. I was watching, I don't know the name of the movie, but I was watching movie recaps, and I came across this movie recap about these people who were in this. They were criminals, so as a punishment, they had to be in this competition where they were sitting on this chair, and there was this machine that they were attached to, and this machine was able to create simulations of their worst fears. So when they vote you out, you're going to go and experience your worst fear and die. The winner will be the one who doesn't get voted out. So I remember the people that won were people who kept on reminding themselves that whatever they're experiencing is not real. So that's what you need to tell yourself, that this is not real, because it isn't. And you need to remind yourself constantly that this is not real, this is not real, this is not real, this is not real. If it means you must say it with your own mouth, then say it. This is not real, because it isn't, right? Treat it more like something that is not real than to treat it as something that is real. Because when you treat it as something that is real, it becomes more powerful. But when you treat it as something that is not real, it becomes less powerful. Whatever you don't think is real is not powerful. It doesn't really affect you. But whatever you think is real does affect you. Do you get what I'm saying? So realize that these beings are working every day to create a reality that's going to make you produce luge for it. Or that's going to make this entertaining for it. You know what I'm saying? Or that's going to make the experiment work. But remember, it's not for you. It's for its own benefit. The same way that if you have livestock, they ain't there for you. You don't care about them. You don't care about chickens that you have at home. You want to eat them. I remember there's this clip that I came across on Instagram. So this lady is holding a chicken. It's a little girl actually. She's holding a chicken, and the father says, "Let that chicken go," and the little girl says, "No, you're gonna eat him. We're gonna." She said something like, "Okay." Oh, she said, "No, you're gonna cook it, right?" So the father said, "Let the chicken go." He said, "No, you're gonna cook it." So people laughed because at first it seemed like she loved the chicken, right? So when she said, "No, you're gonna cook it," they thought, no, actually she doesn't love the chicken. She wants the father to cook the chicken. So the chicken is thinking that, oh, I'm loved, but the father wants to cook the chicken. But I also thought, hey, what if she's actually saying she's not going to let it go because the father wants to cook it? So she's just going to hold on to it, which is actually good. But yeah, we'll be thinking that we're being treated well because, yeah, well, we breathe, we got food, we got shelter. You know, that makes us feel like maybe we're being treated well. You know, maybe the reason why they're suffering is because we have not mastered life yet. You know, nah. All the good things that we're getting these good things so that we'll be tortured in the end. That is why that is happening. It's happening so that we'll be tortured. That will be the real end game. It's us being tortured for no reason, not for our benefit. There's nothing that we are going to benefit from this amount of suffering that we're going through as sentient beings. So we must keep that in mind as we become more and more conscious. We must learn to see beyond the veil, to see beyond actions, be able to see intention. Just because someone treats you well doesn't mean they have your best interest at heart. Just because someone says they love you doesn't mean that they love you. You are able to see that some of the books that were written many years ago were written to to deceive us, basically. Some of y'all used to believe in certain religions. Now you don't believe in the religions anymore. Yeah, you're able to see beyond intention. But no, it was all about deceiving us. It was all about lying to us. That's what it was all about. So you can't let these entities win. I do not think they are as powerful as you think they are. They're powerful when it comes to manufacturing reality. Yeah, when it comes to that, motherfuckers are powerful. But when it comes to who truly has power between you and them, is you. You know what it's like? It's like if there's a lion that's in a cage. That lion is more powerful than a human who's outside. But because of the cage, it doesn't seem like the lion is powerful. So because you are trapped, it doesn't seem like you're powerful. Do you get what I'm saying? But you're way more powerful than it. So really, your job is to resist this nonsense, is to realize that it was all a lie. It was never real. And all of it was happening to keep you in a low state of consciousness. Let me drink some water. That's tea. Yeah, all of it was happening to keep you in a low state of consciousness. I drink a lot of water, man. I don't think people drink as much water as I drink. Like, I drink water, bro. I didn't switch off the tap. Keep your eyes open, man. Try to not let things get to you. Right? Try your best to not let things get to you, and try your best to not be too attached to things. Because it's much easier for things that you're attached to get to you, right? But if you're not attached to anything, then it's not easy for anything to get to you. So try your best to be as detached as possible. Keep in mind that all of this is an illusion. All of this is not real. All of this is a lie to keep your ass trapped here forever. Whatever trapped you here doesn't have compassion for you, the same way that you don't care about the chickens that you be eating. You don't care where they are, how they're being treated, if they're happy. None of that doesn't bother you at all. So it's the same with these beings. They don't care if you're happy. So it's your job to set yourself free. It's not their job to set you free. They're benefiting. They're benefiting a lot. So you have to be that rebellious. You have to be one of a kind, and you are one of a kind. You still watching? You are one of a kind. I mean, have you seen anyone like me in your life? No. Have you seen anyone like you in your life? No. So that shows that you are one of a kind. You are crazy enough to escape this mess. But it's going to need you to take yourself seriously. It's going to need you to be brave, to be willing to be called crazy, to be, willing to lose friends, to be willing to lose family members, like, I don't mean like to lose them because you're sacrificing them, but I mean to lose them because they're living your life. They're like, yeah, I want nothing to do with that dude. Yeah, that's fine, as long as you are on the right path and you can sense it deeply that you're on the right path. You know, be courageous, stand up for what is true, what is real, what is right. Keep on evolving. Be as logical as possible. Be as intellectually honest as possible. Learn to choose love over fear constantly. See, the more you choose love over fear, the more you set yourself free. What really got us into this mess is us choosing fear over love. It's us living in fear, constantly doing things that we don't want to do, even though we can say that this goes against what my soul wants, but you'll be doing it because you're afraid. That's how I got to this. That's how I got in this mess. So learn every day to choose love over fear. To do what you want to do, even if it scares you, as long as it's coming from love. Thank you all guys for watching this video until the end. It's the end of the month. I wanted to end it with a very good video, and this was a very good video. I hope you enjoy it. Tell me what you think about the video. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let us keep on growing, and thank you because we just reached 13,000 subscribers. That's a lot. Thank you.